Myers Life, and
Myers
we're back.
Life.
And
You're
right
back.
now we're talking about, like I say, chronic illnesses.
Yes.
Okay, those. If you need a quick fix in your relationship, call Myers Life Coach. 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 Call him up. Stop. How you like that?
Oh, I love it.
Things associated with pain and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to first talk about stress.
Yes.
Okay? So stress is the precursor to mostly all chronic illness.
Yeah.
Right.
Because over time, at first it's the thought, what it is, you feel like maybe an action happens. So let's just use a deer. So a deer is just kind of walking around, and then all of a sudden something chases it, a predator chases it, and then it gets its heart beating, it's running, and then it finally gets away from it. Then it's calm now. But then it still holds that stress, but it can go back to drinking water. So your body remembers that stress. So when your body is chased, or when your body is under the stressful situation, then you feel that emotion. So just think, a deer may not encounter those things all the time. I'm sure on a daily basis it's something that it can be fearful of. So to feel that emotion. But just think about if it's a coworker sitting next to you, somebody that's causing you stress continually, and you can't get away from it. You have no way of calming down. So you're at work all day, and you're in this stressful environment, and then you come home. Your body's used to being in this stress because it's just like, okay, well, this is how we function every day. So even if you don't go to work, maybe on a Saturday, you look up at 8:30 till 4:30, then you feel extra stress, because your body's used to being stressed.
Right. So
at
you're
that time.
practicing that vibration of stress all week,
Mhm.
which in the long term creates anxiety, right?
Yes.
So that's the next topic. That's where we're going to go next. What is anxiety? Anxiety is like worry about what's to come, worry about your future. So worry about that stress happening over and over and over and over again.
What is going to happen? It's going to be still be the worst thing ever. Will I have enough money to pay this? Oh, this is going to happen. Or if I do this, they're going to say this. If I wear this, they're going to think I'm this. All of those things, can cause you stress, and it's stuff that we do on a daily basis that we don't even realize. We don't even realize that we're doing it, but we can be doing it continually and causing pain, causing dysfunction, in our lives, everything.
So there's performance anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have to do a presentation, if you have an exam or an expectation that you have to meet, that anxiety that comes along with performance. And if you can live up to a certain standard,
right.
Then there's social anxiety, okay? So now this is anxiety when you are, out in public. Does Walmart or like the mall drive you crazy? You know what I'm saying? So socially, a lot of people struggle with being around other people and fear how they're going to be perceived by other people, okay? And then you have general anxiety.
Yeah.
So generalized anxiety is when there's this baseline worry about everything. Okay? And then there's panic attacks, okay? So when you have panic attacks, okay, you're the deer. You're the deer being chased. And it's triggered at any and all times.
All the time.
So, sometimes people wake up and they have all this anxiety and panic and tension and emotion built up. And that's because your body is in that fight flight response at that very moment and you don't know how to calm down. So your heart is racing, you feel heaviness in your chest, you're sweating, you feel like you're losing your control. All those things are associated with panic attacks. So the common denominator is fear. Fear of what's going to happen in your future.
Right. And that fear is controlling your life. You have to take your life back. Don't let it control you. Stop letting it control you. If you see somebody and they make you nervous, they make you scared, they make you fearful, they have too much control over your life. You have to take that back. The way you take that back is taking that thought out. What is that thought telling you that they're better than you? Are they stressful? Or they're angry? Are there something that you're telling yourself that's making you feel that way? They have too much power over your life. Don't give them that power, man. Take that back. Stay in that joy. Because if you see this person walking around, then you instantly get in a bad mood. Then that means that they can run your life. You know, they can just. What if they show up everywhere you at, just so they can make you feel bad? A lot of people do that. You know,
and then they realize that, oh, this is bothering them. Let me do it more.
Right. They got too
And the more
much
you play
control.
into it, the more it happens. That's what bullies
Don't let
do.
them do it. Don't let them do it. Take that control back.
Yes.
You know, yeah, because that's really that they mentally bullying you.
Mm-hmm.
But you letting them do it. If you let somebody control your actions through your emotions, then you're letting them do it. All you have to do is change that thought. Don't give them that power over you. Because people that have power over you, they use it. Especially when they feel bad about themselves, if they're upset about themselves, they're gonna use it. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? Especially if they feel like they have something over you. Because hurt people hurt other people.
They do.
They enjoy it.
So, anxiety, stress, now that can lead to chronic illnesses and chronic issues that cause pain, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about arthritis.
Mm-hmm.
That's a biggie that a lot of people suffer.
Yes.
And yeah, they say there's a hereditary component. I think we're all prone to certain activations due to certain things that are in our family generationally. So generationally, if you know your mom had arthritis, your grandmother had arthritis, and then you experience the same degree of work and the same degree of stressors, yeah, you may develop arthritis.
Right. Right.
So with that being said, loving your body, visualizing your body as whole and perfect and fulfilled, and minimizing your stress will help in your treatment and management of chronic pain. Okay?
Right. Right. So how do you manage that chronic pain? How do you do it?
How you do it?
How do you do it? How do you manage that chronic pain? You know how you manage that chronic pain? By one, thinking that I'm going to heal from this. I'm going to heal from this. And you start doing things to help improve things in that pain. So one starts off breathing. Just breathe. Breathe, concentrate, go into a deep meditative state. Because what we want you to do is activate your body's natural healing. You want to build your immune system up. You want to activate that natural healing and saying, empowering your body on the strength that it has. You know, empowering and helping that natural flow. You know, because if it's pain in your fingertips and things like that, you exercise and get that flow going again. Drink a lot of water.
You have to clear the blockages in your body. And essentially, that's what's causing the chronic pain. You know, a lot of the clients I work with that suffer from depression and anxiety issues have fibromyalgia, nerve pain.
So a lot of clot, block.
Very disruptive. You know, a lot of people can't work and struggle, you know, supporting themselves because they've encompassed themselves in negative thinking, negative eating, negative thought patterns.
Right. So, and if they're in that negative thinking, negative eating, negative thought pattern, then all those physical things are going to come out as well. It takes a little time, but it does come out physically. And then when you're in it, it's hard to change it because you're feeling the pain from it. You know, you can do it by thinking positive and then start doing the things positive to turn it around, and you can over time.
Yeah.
You know, but when your body starts showing you physical pain, then that means there's something that you've created in it. You know, whether you're holding on to stress or negativity. And if you're holding on to that stress and negativity, then you eat things that cause your body to kind of function in those ways as well. You know, whether you're stressing, of course, will cause diabetes, overweight, all those things. You know, so high blood pressure. You know, so a lot of these things we can actually turn around though.
Right.
You could turn those things around if you exercise, drink water, and just really mentally focus on healing. That's the most important.
The last point I want to make is that from children, we're taught to go to the doctor when we're sick.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So the medical model tells us go to the doctor, get a diagnosis. So now you're designated as chronically ill, right? Go get a prescription and monitor, right? So what I'm encouraging you to know is that you have more control over this than that.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to someone else necessarily to heal you. It starts with you. Even if you go to a doctor, even if you get on a certain medication regimen, I'm not saying that you don't need it because some people do. You have to work within. You have to address it from within because your body can naturally heal itself. And it won't start healing itself unless you believe that you can heal.
That's the way it starts. It's believing that you can heal. And when you start believing that you can heal, you will start healing.
Right.
You will start healing.
You know, they say the number one predictor of cancer treatment effectiveness is if that client, that patient, has a future plan. So, you know, they say all the people that say, you know what, I'm going to go into chemo, and when I get out, I'm going to go take this job that I've been wanting to take. Or I'm going to go and live with this grandchild that I wanted to spend time with. That plan and that expectation and hope for the future is what helps them heal through their chemo treatments.
Yeah, because that thought boosts their immune system, and that immune system gets stronger and stronger and stronger. Of course, chemo breaks down your immune system. You know, so just think about that. Your thoughts can boost your immune system, and chemo, which is a chemical that they put inside your body, which is basically poison, is breaking down your immune system.
Killing all the cells, not just the cancer cells, all these cells.
Right.
That's why everyone gets so sick. But within that, holding that intention of doing X, Y, and Z post treatment is what helped those individuals heal.
And in turn, when you start thinking positive things, even when you're in it, like say if you have wounds or things like that, that wound care, once you boost your immune system, your wounds will heal faster. And then you start thinking more and more about it. You know, when you work out and you exercise, and you start seeing results. When you start seeing those results, it's like, oh man, I feel good. I want to go. You know, continue to go. I feel good in my clothes or this, that. You know, so the same thing. If you see a wound healing that hadn't been healing for a while, then you see it healing. Then just through that thought pattern, you continue to do that. And the more you do that, that triggers that DNA to heal you, to boost that immune system, to help heal you.
We are powerful.
Very powerful.
Very powerful beings.
A lot of things that we're taught takes away our power. It takes away our decisions. It takes away our thought. It takes away our freedom of choice, freedom of thinking, freedom of expression. All of those things, it takes those things away from us. And then we're taught what to think. We're taught what to eat. We're taught where to go and what clothes to wear, what car to drive. All these things we're taught. You know, so when you have a thought of yourself, because we're created divinely, really. We're created divinely. You know, we're created by love, for love. So when you love yourself, then you start really healing and understanding, like, man, I can be great. I can be great. And it's not being great so I can lord over somebody or say that I'm great. It's great so I can live life to the fullest. So I can have a healthy life, have all the things and the healthy experiences that I want to have, whether they be good or bad, whatever you feel like you want in your journey, you know, because it's the lessons that you learn in your journey. But do it from a less stressful place. Do it from low or no anxiety. You know, make sure your immune system is strong so that way you can enjoy life.
And Duran has the blessed ability to actually lay hands on you
Yes.
and help you reintegrate that healthy flow throughout your body,
Yeah.
which will take away the pain even in that moment,
Yeah.
which will help your body hold that energy for that period of time, usually generally like 48 hours, where you can initiate that flow. So he goes in and has sessions with people and helps them do that to initiate that flow, especially if there's been stagnation that's been built up over years.
Right.
Sometimes you need a little help.
Right. I can boost that. You know, I can boost that and facilitate that energy flow to get it flowing to where you can get it manageable. You know, because that helps your immune system. You instantly start feeling better. You instantly start feeling the pain released from your body because of those that negative energy just sitting there. So I can create that flow to create that balance within your body for at least 48 hours. So within that balance, then you keep up that balance. Start drinking healthy water. Also, know that you can heal. Your thought pattern, because I have a lot of people that say, well, man, it's just going to work and this and that, and they think about it. And then when they actually start saying that, man, if this is working, then they start really believing. Then it's, oh, man, it's working even more. Because it's your thought pattern. Once you start accepting the healing, then you start healing. You know, they say it's all in acceptance. You know, because that choice is something that's huge. You choose to heal. You choose to accept whatever healing that I'm providing, which really it's all in the universe. We're all connected. So it's the most highest energy that I'm using. That's what I'm using. You know, and it's abundant for all of us. And we just tap into it. I've been blessed to tap into it, to understand that I have this gift, that I can do it. You have the same gift, and just tap into it. If God is telling you that you can do it, and if you feel like you can do it, do your research and start practicing. Do your energy work. I do qigong. I do a lot of energy work. I do a lot of walks and things like that. Expansive things that put myself in the areas to where I can ground myself, clear my chakras, all of those things. Meditate daily. You know, all of these things that I do to help build and strengthen my gift. And you know, I just want to help strengthen your energy, boost your immune system, and take you out of any pain that you may be in. Because I'm son of source. Because I'm son of source. So Instagram, I'm son of source. You see me on Facebook, son of source. That's what it is. You know, son of source. So if you need healing, whatever it is, come to me and we will help you. Bottom line, come to us.
Whatever it is, we'll work through it.
We'll work through it. We'll meet you where you are. Whatever it is, we will help you.
No judgment, just love.
Just love, baby. Just love.
All right. So Myers Life, you all right?
Myers Life.
I'm alive, 6, 7, 8, feeling great. Now I'm gonna shine, life is good. I'm doing fine, and gonna do it right and do it again, yeah. I look into the sky with all the beautiful color, but there's more than just for me, so gonna share it with another. I got to show, to give, let out. I want to sing and shout, take a look and see a beautiful morning that turns into a beautiful evening, and together make a beautiful life. And if you wanna see, then come along with me, that's right. And if you want a good tomorrow, it's pretty simple, gotta find a light to follow. And if you do, you have
The Myers helped me face the issues that were tearing my relationship apart. They provided a safe environment to work through those difficult issues associated with our children, work, finances, trust, and intimacy. I feel I achieved a closeness and a renewed commitment to my relationship. I highly encourage couples to face their challenges and give the Myers a call.
We want to thank the Myers for all of their support. We were on the brink of a divorce.
We just could not communicate. We would have the same argument over and over again.
But after a great deal of reflection, we actually enjoy being around each other again. You taught us skills that have helped us manage conflict.
Yeah, we had a great spiritual conversation with a couple that had vested interest in helping us find our peace.
As a startup entrepreneur, I have been able to leverage the Myers coaching. First of all, they are a sounding board for my personal anxieties as I develop and fine-tune my leadership. I would get so irritated. I now have a plan to manage my anger and a support system that holds me accountable. They are non-judgmental people with tremendous skill and talent, an asset for anyone trying to develop professionally.